Hello, everybody. Coach Michael McBride here from rip411.com, and welcome to Instagram Bootcamp Day 7. Today is essentially our wrap-up day. I wanted to share with you some advanced uses of the bio link, and then also some ways to track people and get some notifications, and just kind of wrap up our thoughts as we round the bend of creating our ideal Instagram following. So what I'm going to do first is go ahead and share my phone screen. Make sure my sound is set up. Share screen. AirPlay. Yes, mirroring. Okay, here is my phone. So the very first thing that I wanted to show you is having to deal with the bio link. So right now, I have this set to follow me at Facebook. So when they click on that, they go over to my Facebook and they can find me and friend me. I generally recommend this is the place that you want to do. That's what you want to do as you're building your Instagram. Now, I've gotten to a point where I'm getting a lot of Facebook friend requests, more than I can process. I don't know, 10, 15, 20 each day. And I'm not able to really build relationships with every single one of them. So I am actually in the process of trying to do a little tweak with this. And I just wanted to show you what I'm thinking. So this link can actually link to a lot of different things. I've done a little experiment where I've actually uploaded a video onto Facebook and got the URL for that video, and I shortened it by using bit.ly, bit.ly, where you can put your URL that's really long in it, and then it automatically converts it to a shorter URL. And then I replaced this Facebook URL with that video. And I was just kind of curious to see who's clicking through. And I actually got a lot of people who came through. And not only were they able to use that link to find me on Facebook, but they were actually able to see some unique content. It was like a 7-minute video that I was talking about something that I learned in my personal development. And of course, they can't see a 7-minute video on Instagram. So it was a really great way to create trust and build greater community through that link. Now, another thing that I'm working on right now is actually to develop a freemium. I did a little poll, I don't know, it was like a week ago, there it is, of which would people rather have, 5 healthy life hacks or 6 steps to master motivation, as I'm, of course, following the BuzzFeed example of making lists. Everybody loves lists. And I got some really great feedback about which one is going to be the most attractive to people. So the idea is you create the freemium. It could be a report. It could be a set of videos, something that is extra free content that really helps give people value. And in that freemium, of course, there's a way that they can connect to your other social media platforms like Facebook. But once you get to a point where you have a lot of people coming in through your funnel, it's important to sort through the people who are your lifers, who are really interested in what you're doing. And if you kind of raise the bar of what it takes to gain access to you, then that's a great way to really see who are these people who are following you. So you can actually use this bio link to connect to a web page or to a Facebook note if you don't already have a web page. Or you can upload it as a Google link, and you can make that link shareable if it's like a PDF that you create on PicMonkey or Canva.com, which are the 2 graphic editing programs that I tend to use for large documents. So that is a much more advanced use of the bio. Again, this is something that I recommend as your account grows to a pretty sizable account. The next thing that I want to show you how to do is set notifications. So a few months ago, Instagram acquired this feature where you can select a user, and I'm going to, let's see, you select somebody that you're already following. And if you go to the 3 dots on the top right, then you can turn on post notifications. And that way, every time that person posts, then it sends a notification to your phone so that you can quick open it up and you can engage with it. So this is especially important for people that are like your dream team, the people who you know you fit, and you really want to make sure that you don't miss a thing that they do. You can set notifications. Now, of course, this brings up the conversation of how do you track relationships on Instagram? It's not like Facebook. You can't do you can't do lists on Instagram itself. There are two things that you may want to consider as you're trying to track the relationships that you're really wanting to engage with. Of course, you can set notifications. Maybe three things. That was the first one. The second one is you can create a spreadsheet. Use a Google Doc spreadsheet or Excel, and then write down the names of their handles. KRMB20 would be this guy's handle, and maybe you could put a date on the last time that you talked with them, or maybe that you were DMing with them. However, there is a really great function at Iconosquare that can help you with this as well, and you can actually create lists. So what I'm going to do is change my screen sharing options. And where are you? Desktop 2. Thought that was it. There we go. There we go. Okay, so I'm going to go over to Iconosquare, and let's go to Viewer, and let's say my following. If you hover over this circle here, you can put people in groups, friends, family, professional, and you can also create groups. So let's say all the people that you connect with in December 2015, you can connect with them in a group. And then, of course, you can sort through Iconosquare a way to, to go to that group and engage with those people regularly. So the next thing that I want to share with you is along the same lines as this idea of kind of finding who are your lifers, your followers that are really looking closely at what you're doing. And it kind of goes against common sense. Our common sense for times of day that you're posting and for content that you're posting is you want it to be at peak times and you want your post to really pop. But have you ever noticed that there are some people who will engage with whatever you post? Like, this is kind of like the thing that happens with some of these top Instagrammers. Like we've already talked about Kim, where she's showing her pregnant belly of this terrible bathroom selfie, and the flash is glaring and obscuring her face. But there are hundreds of thousands of people who are engaging with that content because they know her, and they're going to engage with whatever she posts. And eventually, you're going to get to a point where you're going to have followers who are going to engage with everything that you post, no matter what. In fact, they probably set their notifications to be following you. By the way, feel free to set your notifications to follow me for some more great tips. So the idea is once your Instagram following is much bigger, and I'm going to go away from the share. Once your Instagram following is much bigger and you feel like you're really seeing a lot of the same people who are engaging with your posts, try posting at a low point in time. Try posting content that might not be your best content, just to see who are the people who are seeing your notification and who are opening up and who are tapping like, just because they love you. Those are the people that you're going to want to reach out to and really develop a relationship with. Okay, so that covers, I think this is it. Yep, that covers all the content that I wanted to share with you. Just as we are moving forward, we've taken 7 amazing days and you have been drinking from the fire hydrant of all of this content coming at you. The plan is now, as we go forward, is to actually take some time to let this simmer, let this marinate, and let your Instagram account grow and develop some momentum. So rather than saying, see ya, had a great week, we are going to take the next 3 weeks to just practice these things. And one of the assignments that I'm going to have you do is to create a checklist for yourself of these are the things that I do on Instagram, so that you can take all the information you've learned over this last 7 days, figure out what works best for you, and find kind of a do this checklist. That way you won't feel as overwhelmed, as a lot of this is very new for a lot of people in this group. So that's something that we'll be working on over the next 3 weeks. I will be opening up our Facebook group so that you can actually create your own posts and we could have some better cross-talk. I encourage you to comment on each other's posts, to really help each other out. Ask your questions. If you're still catching up on the training, or if you want to review part of a training, feel free. It's always going to be there. And I want to give a special invitation for tomorrow night. On Monday nights, my team always has our weekly video chat calls that we call Monday Mojo. And what we're going to be doing is extending this and opening it up to everybody within Bootcamp, Instagram Bootcamp. And what we'll be talking about is the summary of this whole week. I want to give you an opportunity to share your best tips, because clearly there's so much out there, and I know I could not have possibly covered it all. So I want to hear, what do you love? What are your best tips? What are your questions? And I'm going to be giving out the bonus that we talked about on our kind of intro webpage of the 5 questions that I use to get a 90% close rate for sales. I've been a Beachbody coach for over 5 years, and I've tried so many different things and really come to a place where I needed to figure out, how do I move product, and how do I really do it in such a way that the people that I'm engaging with and connecting with products to, that they feel great about that interaction. Nobody likes to be sold something, but everybody likes to buy something. So I really found a way to figure out how to go along that process and for it to be a complete win-win for everybody. So I want to share those with you at our call tomorrow. So that'll be our little carrot. Come to the call. I'll post the link and the details so that you can join us. It's Monday, and our Instagram portion will start at 8 p.m. Central. We'll be using Zoom, which is, of course, our free video chat service. If you want to join us at 7:30 that evening, then you can actually hear an amazing fitness transformation story, and then we'll roll over into our Instagram conversation. So that is it. Thank you so much for this week. It's been amazing, and I look forward to seeing every single one of you grow and just have fun increasing your engagement, your followers, the people who are taking the next steps in being a part of what you're doing, increasing fun, reducing stress, and increasing money as well. Who doesn't like that? All right, have a great evening or whenever you're watching this video, and I will see all of your comments below.